Welcome to Moving to Portugal Daily, Episode 12. I'm Mateus Costa. Today, we dive into Healthcare Fast Start, how to get your Portuguese public and private healthcare, prescriptions, and a daily energy plan running inside 30 days. Practical steps you can use immediately, so your visa, health, and performance are covered from day one.
Hook. Imagine this. You're 3 weeks into Portugal. You miss a single SNS registration step, and 6 months later, your visa renewal is delayed. Appointments are blocked, paperwork stacks up, and daily energy dips because you're stressed and behind on a simple medication refill. I've seen nomads lose weeks of work and pay hundreds extra because they treated healthcare like later. That small oversight becomes a large cost in time, money, and sleep. You can avoid that trap with a short 30-day plan.
Promise and overview? By the end of this episode, you'll have 3 first-week priorities, a visa-aligned insurance checklist, the exact steps to register for SNS and transfer prescriptions, plus a simple daily energy routine that supports both residency requirements and peak performance. I'll give the Portuguese phrases to use at reception, the questions to ask insurers, and one common clause to check that prevents renewal problems.
Section 1. First week immediate checklist and 48-hour actions. Step 1 is documents. Gather high-resolution scans or photos of passport ID page, NIF proof or your pending NIF application receipt, lease or declaration of accommodation, contract or amphitryon or uplift letter, proof of visa application or appointment with CEF, and a local contact if you have one. In the first 48 hours, email your consulate or visa broker with these files, book an SNS registration appointment if portals allow it, and call a private clinic to ask about immediate new patient slots. The goal, create 3 open channels, public SNS pathway, 1 private clinic, and 1 insurer quote. Practical email subject line, SNS registration, new resident, documents attached. If reception asks for Portuguese documents you don't yet have, say in Portuguese, "Sou novo residente, preciso de registro SNS por favor," which means I'm a new resident and need SNS registration. Follow with the English, "I am a new resident and I need SNS registration." These 2 lines will open doors quickly. Keep digital copies in a single folder titled Health Portugal. Section 2. Registering for SNS and how it ties to residency. SNS, Portugal's public health system, often requires a local health center, Centro de Saúde, registration. If you have a valid residency document or proof of address, request inscrição no SNS at the Centro de Saúde. Walkthrough. 1. Bring passport, NIF or NIF receipt, and lease. 2. Ask reception, "Quero inscrever-me no SNS, por favor." 3. They'll ask for a file called Cartão de Utente, the health user card. If the card isn't immediately issued, get written proof of registration or a receipt. Save that for CEF and Finanças. Why it matters. SNS registration influences your tax interactions and demonstrates local healthcare access during visa renewals. If your application window is short or language is blocking you, bring the short script. Falo pouco de português. Pode ajudar em inglês? Then switch to English. Many centers accept an English conversation. Practical tip. If you're on a D7 or D8 path, having evidence of a registered health contact or SNS receipt smooths interviews and renewals. If a Centro de Saúde gives long waits, you can pair SNS registration with private insurance to cover immediate needs. More on that next. Section 3. Choosing private insurance for visa alignment and fast care. For D7 and D8 visas, the checklist of what matters practically is straightforward. Adequate hospitalization coverage, emergency evacuation, and minimal waiting periods for primary care and specialist referrals. Don't get sold on high maximum limits that don't matter. Ask instead about waiting periods for specialists and drug coverage. Exact questions to ask an agent. What is the waiting period for specialist consultations? Are pre-existing conditions excluded? Is medication included, and is there a copay? Do you provide a letter for CEF confirming coverage and effective dates? Ask for the policy clause about visa renewals in writing. If a policy has a 90-day waiting period for outpatient care, that can invalidate it as proof for a renewal. Prioritize plans with immediate or short waits. If price is a concern, use a broker who understands D7, D8 requirements. Brokers can often find a mid-range policy with the right clauses faster than searching alone. Negotiation script. I need coverage that can support CEF requirements and urgent appointments within 14 days. Can you provide a written confirmation for my visa file? Get that in email. Section 4. Prescriptions, telemedicine, and a simple energy and anti-aging protocol. When you arrive, transfer any ongoing prescriptions by bringing your original prescription and a brief English summary from your prescriber at home. Many Portuguese doctors will accept that and reissue a local prescription after a quick consult. Pharmacies, farmácias, in Portugal are regulated. Present ID and the prescription. For telemedicine backup, create one paid account with a reputable EU telemedicine provider that operates in Portuguese time zones. This saves urgent trips and provides an English-speaking clinician for refills. For a daily supplement and sleep routine to protect energy and appearance while you settle. 1. Consistent sleep schedule. Aim for 7 to 8 hours and a wind-down ritual 60 minutes before bed. 2. A basic supplement stack. Vitamin D, if levels are low, magnesium before bed, a daily omega-3, and a high-quality multivitamin, but verify with a clinician before starting. 3. Hydration, a protein-forward breakfast, and 20 to 30 minutes of sunlight exposure in the morning to stabilize circadian rhythm. Schedule a follow-up in person within 7 to 14 days for any new medication. Rule: never rely solely on telemedicine for a first-time diagnosis.
Real Nomad example and common mistake to avoid. A Nomad I worked with picked the cheapest policy that looked comprehensive on a brochure, then discovered a 60-day outpatient waiting period when he needed follow-up for a chronic condition. His renewal window arrived and SEF flagged the insurer's waiting clause. He had to buy a last-minute top-up policy at a higher rate and still lost a week of processing. The simple avoidance is to read the waiting period clause. Ask the agent to highlight outpatient, specialist, and prescription waiting periods and to put it in email. Appearance and energy are affected when care is delayed. Untreated sleep issues, missed micronutrients, and delayed dermatology appointments add up. A short investment and clarity on clauses protect both your visa and your daily performance.
Immediate action plan. 3 things to complete this week. 1. Gather and digitize your documents into the Health Portugal folder and email them to your visa advisor and a local clinic. 2. Request at least 2 private insurance quotes and specifically ask for waiting period details and a written statement for CEF. 3. Book or start the SNS registration process and schedule one telemedicine account for backup. These 3 actions reduce bureaucracy friction and protect your energy. If you want a ready template, the Nomad Life Success Health Templates and 30-day checklist include email samples, Portuguese reception scripts, and an insurance clause checklist so you don't miss the single phrase that breaks a renewal.
Portugal isn't just a destination. It's your optimized new beginning. If you complete those 3 actions this week, you'll have healthcare stability that supports visa requirements and keeps your energy high for work and life. That's your daily Portugal blueprint. Start applying one thing this week.